So, hi, we're here. Okay. Hello and welcome back. We now have a fifth person, and this person has ovaries. It's amazing.
Yes, I do. Yes.
So we are going to continue our conversation about creature features, which might just wind up being a permanent subject at this point.
The inexhaustible supply.
It is an inexhaustible supply of movies. And also, I've decided we're going to try to cut it down. So we're just going to expect to only talk about 2 movies each, because if we try to talk about more than that, I'll feel rushed and we'll miss some of the banter that I'm really starting to enjoy. I think we have really good banter. And let's see, I don't have a whole lot else to say other than hello to everyone who is here. Keith E is here. That is my Patreon. Keith E is here. Channel member Sister Sarah's here.
Yes, that's me. My flock. Who's that?
Daryl is here.
Other brother.
Michael DeCosimo is here, as always.
Mikey.
Danny is here from South Carolina.
Greetings.
And Harold the Hatter is here. The great haberdasher himself. Yeah. He's an interesting guy.
Capable of being in 2 places at once.
I seem to be stuck with him multiple times a week now.
I know, right?
Or you guys.
I don't know. Do you want to say anything before we start, Sarah? Just because this is your first time on. I don't know.
Well, I'm happy to be here. I'm this is awesome. I'm ever grateful that you still have your skin. That's always been a good thing.
Yes, it did not fall off.
Yes, I'm very, very grateful for that. I think we all are. Yes, and otherwise, it's good to see Pons, it's good to see HH, and D-Man, I don't really know you that well, but I'm going to. Look out. But yeah.
We all get assimilated into the flock eventually.
Yes, right. The flock is for all. The flock is everyone.
Resistance is futile.
No. It's funny because I know this is a little silly and what have you, but in my game pal world, you're allowed 5 animals, and all of them are birds because I always have to give a shout out to my flock, and say like she has a flock and so do I, and so like I have to use all the bird characters and stuff like that. So
yeah, yesterday my birds, 2 of my birds, Pickles and Paulos, met on 2 different panels. So there you go.
You know what a flock of crows is called?
A murder. Yeah. No.
And you know what a flock of ravens is called?
An unkindness. I was about to say,
yes.
There's a lot of these. The collective.
The ravens.
Of ravens.
Yeah, like the ravens, I feel like should be more of a murder, and then like the crows should be the unkindness or whatever.
Yes.
Maybe because crows are so vicious against falcons and stuff. Like
Dan says he's got a lot of chickens.
A flock of chickens.
Well, since this is a family show, I can't see all my normal things, so sorry. So just do this. Insert Sarah joke there. There you go.
Got it.
And we have 2 more members also.
Called a slurry. That is awesome.
So welcome channel member Indy. It is a Parliament of Owls.
Parliament of Owls.
Yes.
That's right.
So
we have 2 other members. I just wanted to 2 new mountains.
Oh, go for it.
We've got Oreo, and we've got Brownie right there. So those are my 2 new puppies. Yeah,
they sound delicious.
No, right?
A diabetes of puppies.
I know, right? A Wilford Brimley of puppies.
There was no vanilla ice cream, and I kicked the dog. I don't even own a dog. Whose dog did I kick?
I forgot about that. That was great.
My daughter had a crush on Wilford Brimley. I'm like, there's something wrong with you.
Well, listen, I like older men too, but Wilford Brimley was never one of them. Just no. You've seen him, right? Mm-mm. But I did like his voice. His voice was good. There's that.
Nah,
He
Brady.
was great in The Thing. I loved him
Yeah.
in The Thing.
Yeah.
He was
good
he
in
was
that,
like
for sure.
I'm better now.
he was genius casting for The Thing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. The
Perfect.
Thing's there's great movies out there. I love that movie. I love the video game of it too. It's awesome.
I've heard. I've never actually played it, but I've heard it's very cool.
I forgot
Well,
about that.
Yeah, because you have to keep your team happy, and they're getting scared all the time. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, it's a really good game. I really enjoyed it.
Can
It's
you
like
be the
some-
thing?
No, you have
That'd
to
be
be
cool.
the humans. Yeah, it would be cool. Like if they remade it now, right? And you could be both. That would be awesome. But
Then
no,
it would
you're-
just
you're
become
the-
Among
you're
Us,
the team.
basically.
Yeah, and
You do have the Among Us in your name, so yeah.
yeah, again, I love it. I'm stuck with everything. Wow, let's have fun now.
My wife actually made one of the spacemen like a little plush for my son. Like she made it herself. She like sewed it herself. It was awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Spaceman. Yep. No idea where that came from. I have no idea where that came from. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's
From
awesome. though.
space, obviously.
From the inner space.
The space between spaces.
Yes.
Kevin Spacey.
Yes. There you go.
That's the most space out there.
You gotta kill him.
Okay, so this
That's-
welcome to
that's what-
free association
came
with the
back.
show.
Show, that's right.
Association of the show. That's a good idea.
All right, what's the first thing that
Ah.
comes to your mind right now?
Copy.
Giggle. Giggle.
Anything. We'll just.
All right, Scott,
Okay.
break out the Rorschach cards. You know, let's start.
I know, right? What do you
Rorschach
see
is one of my
here?
favorite characters out there in Watchmen.
There you go.
Right?
I loved him in Welcome Back,
Mhm.
Kotter. 3, 2.
No. Yes. I have to say this. Apparently, I just looked this up. A remastered version of The Thing. out.
Yeah, it's coming out
It's
soon.
coming soon.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was like, wait, what? Like, and so that's
Yeah, I just saw
that's
that
gonna
on
be-
Facebook like yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, really? So,
Yeah.
What I can't figure out is
Anyways.
why they won't just make it a faithful adaptation of At the Mountains of Madness, which is the work that started this whole ball of wax. I don't know why can't they make a convincing adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft? You know, someone is gonna be able
Quality?
to do this.
Quality? That's like something we have to do ourselves.
No.
That's crazy.
But there's a lot of filmmakers out there. I mean, that Spanish version of Dagon was pretty close.
Yeah, I like
but-
Robert Gordon's attempts. I mean, they're fun. They're not really pure Lovecraft, but I mean, he has fun with it. Like he's Stuart Gordon. He's the guy who did Reanimator and Dagon and a couple of other things.
Oh, I love the Reanimator.
Um,
Jeffrey Combs. I've been in real life.
Yeah.
Great dude.
Jeffrey Combs is he's a god. All hail Jeffrey Combs.
Yes. Jeffrey Combs.
And all 50 people he's played in Star
Oh,
Trek.
remember? Yes, 500 million, I think it was. Anyways, but this right hand of mine here shook his hand. I'm famous.
Oh,
My right hand
nice.
is famous, and this is my typing finger. So there you go. Very
Now
Surprised
it's
they
like
haven't
doubly
like,
valuable.
encased it in like
Right.
bronze or something at this point.
Yeah, I know. So if I ever have to lose, I'm like,
Carbonite.
okay, first off, we have there you go, a carbonate.
Yep.
Well, because it shook the hand of the Reanimator, if it ever gets chopped off, it'll still be alive.
Yeah,
That
It'll
is
be like
true.
a hand.
I didn't think about that. Maybe it'll still type for me. You think? It'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
You could just take a nap while it's typing.
That's true, but then I wouldn't know what I was saying, and I'd be like, "Whoa, I didn't say that ever." And they're like, "No, your finger typed it," but like, my dead finger did.
Direct
yeah,
line
sure.
to your unconscious.
Oh no, that's
Please.
not good. We're gonna have to bronze it then, so that won't happen.
Please,
We'll have to let
please
it type for
name,
something else.
please name your reanimated finger thing. Like, please just do that. Like, how great! The inchworm coming along.
Worm, inchworm.
The typer. It's gonna come and say things. So no.
Yeah,
Are those words?
their version of the Jeep, the Volkswagen thing.
I didn't even know that. That's weird.
Yeah, yeah. It's a cool looking vehicle. You should look it up. But it's like their version of the Jeep. I think they're actually used during World War II. It
Not
was
surprising.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that is
Like
how
he has-
Volkswagen got its start.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, before that, with the people's car and whatnot. But anyway.
It looks like it looks like an SS Jeep. It really
Mhm.
does. Like you see in the
Wow.
movies.
Mm-hmm.
I just looked it up.
Okay,
It's,
I gotta
Yeah,
look
they
it
were
up now.
they were designed just before or during World War II or something like that. Went into production. That was their version of the Jeep. I think there were some amphibious versions of it out too, or something like that. But
Well, you could try.
yeah,
It
you get
kinda
going
looks
fast
like-
enough, and the body of water's not that long. You could probably skip it across there.
Well, the early
It kind
generations
of looks
of the
like if
Volkswagen.
you. It kind of looks like if you designed and built it yourself, like in the garage, just trying from memory to get like a World War II Jeep. This
Yeah.
is what you would wind up with. That's kind of what it looks like.
the Volkswagen Bugs would float. The
Really?
ones from like the early 70s, yeah, they would float for a while.
Well, there was that one that would like split in half and come back together again. Yeah, that was cool. That was Herbie.
oh, okay.
I was like, wait a minute, what? Then I realized what you were saying. Yeah.
It took me a second, and then I was like, "Oh god, okay."
That's
Wait,
not a
We're all
Herbie in a
old
long
enough
time.
to know who Herbie is. Come on.
that's right.
Yeah, me too. That's crazy. I just feel old now suddenly, and I'm the youngest one here. But actually, I don't know. How old
Yeah.
are you, HH? HH, how old are you?
Oh, I'm the same.
All
age
three of
as-
us are the
as-
same
Yeah.
age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm 42, so
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
I'm
the thing
45.
wasn't around during World
About
War
to be
II. It was
46.
developed afterwards. But anyway,
I'll be
sorry.
57 next
Correct
Sunday.
Oh, okay.
holy crap, Pons! Happy birthday!
Yes,
Really?
respect your elders.
What? I mean, yes.
Okay, so I think maybe we should talk about creature features.
Sure.
Oh, are we still doing a
Leave it
show?
out
I thought we were just,
It's banter the show.
Yeah, I thought this was free form at this point.
Yeah, we're just shooting the
Freeform.
stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Shooting this stuff. Fantastic.
Should we let Sarah start since it's her first time with us? We should let her do the first one I'm
Oh.
suggesting.
Well,
I mean, if she wants, but she said she was kind of nervous about naming creature features since she didn't watch
well,
them as a
okay.
kid.
See, it's not that. Yeah, because as a kid, I was special needs apparently, and I just like, oh, they're not realistic enough. I don't really want to watch them. And then I watched Star Trek though because it's highly realistic, obviously. So as a kid, I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, the
But-
Gorn. Yeah.
No, there you go. Yeah, he's very creature features for sure. I mean, did you see how he moved? It's very slow, but but
He moved like a man in a rubber suit.
Dude, yeah.
oh,
Well,
now that
hair
is true.
today, Gorn tomorrow.
Ah,
Yeah, I don't know.
Indeed.
Yeah, I didn't really watch much creature features and stuff like that. So I'm not really even sure what if I've seen any of that. What it qualifies for is for sure. Really,
I don't know. I mean, just going by the original Star Trek, I mean, there's lots of creatures in there. You got the
Yeah,
salt
I've seen
sucker
them.
from the Man Trap. You got the like
I love that
weird
one. That was
pizza
one of my
thing
most favorite
from the
ones.
Devil's Due.
Yeah.
I mean, the Man Trap scared me as a
Horta.
kid. Like it
you got that
freaked me out.
rock creature from I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah, that's
Devil in the Dark. That's the
Yeah,
Horta.
damn it, Jim! I'm a
Devil in the
doctor,
Dark.
not a mason.
Dude, the Horta thing was awesome.
the
pain! Yeah, the pain, such pain. I'm like, yes. Let's go on about that. But one of my favorite things about like Star Trek in general, but like Star Trek 4, right? Who in the right mind was talking to whales and went, "Oh, whales, why are they not talking to us anymore? They're the cutest little creatures, are one of the biggest creatures on Earth. They are creatures, but who was talking to whales and why? I just needed to know."
we never find out. It's just a thing.
Exactly. We go through all this, and one of the biggest things is that why was this happening in the first place was never answered. And I'm like, no part 2, no little blurb of, oh, the alien wanted to know about the whales. No, what?
Well,
They've been extinct for a
since
million
they
years or
almost
something?
wrecked Earth by accident, maybe we figured we should just not mess with them.
Yeah, just
Or we
leave
should
them
contact
alone.
them and go, excuse me, your weird, inappropriate design probe has nearly destroyed us because why? Whales? What? Anyways, I'm just saying. But yeah, I mean, if we're going through that, then I'm like Space 99. That's got tons of amazing creatures in it that I don't
That's
even
true.
know. And you got Maya there. She's turning into all the creatures, right? I mean, it's crazy. Creatures. They're everywhere.
Yes, creatures are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom comes
Stirring behind Scott there.
Nope, yep. Ah!
Oh, that's a cute creature.
Sorry,
Though.
he wants out. He wants out.
Puppy.
I love
He's
it.
just a
Sorry.
puppy. He needs attention
I
all
know.
the time.
No, he wants
And
to
then there's the
sleep on
dog.
Dad.
Either that or you're
Pon's
either
one
that
of
or
my
you're
favorite
stroking a
creatures.
giant piece of fried chicken.
But Pon's is one of my favorite creatures out there. You know, he's a good creature.
Troubles with tribbles right here.
Aww.
Yes,
Those
yes.
are
Well, then
creatures.
don't
There
feed
you
them.
go.
Just saying, don't
I know,
feed them,
right?
or you'll have all of them.
Right?
Right.
And if you feed them
And don't
after
feed it after midnight either.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Same page.
Great
you
mind.
me.
Great minds. Great
That's
minds.
Yeah. Okay, well, since Sarah sort of started just by talking about Star Trek, I think Thrash, you should go ahead and get going. Give me or not leave, but you know what I mean.
No,
My words.
See you, Pons. Bye.
If you wanted me gone, you would just hit one button and like, oops.
That's
we
true.
lost
I could
Pons.
make you go.
What an odd mistake. I don't know.
Eject.
Well,
Don't
I'm
make
actually going to
me-
deviate from my list,
you leave.
which is
Oh yeah.
ample. But I'm going to deviate because this one actually occurred to me, and I'm going to die on this hill. But I'm going to throw it to you guys to see if it's a countsies. I decided to go with 1953's War of the Worlds.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, sure.
And
Definitely.
For two reasons. I actually count the mantis ships as a creature. I know they're actual capital ships, but just the ocular with the dun, 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 dun. They have a feel to them, the way they move, the way they operate, the way they wipe things out. I mean, they're almost like giant pack animals. So that's on the one side. And if you don't accept that, and I don't blame you if you don't, but literally you can count on one hand the number of frames that have the Martian in it in that movie. Yet it remains one of the most memorable bits of footage in American science fiction. Any movie that can give you that minute of a taste and have it stay with you these 70 years later. I mean, you got to give it to me. Just that scene where Forrester shines the light in the Martian's face and it goes like that. I mean, I remember as a kid going, oh, and look, he's hurting its eye. It's going like this. It's like, oh, and it's like, we have this like moment with the Martian. And again, I mean, there were movies where they chocker block the creature into the movie, which is really what you expect when you go to a creature feature. But again, in this one, it's all of about 3.5 seconds, and yet it stayed with me all these years. So I had to throw that one out.
Now just a little trivia. The reason that you only see it for so short a period of time was an accident. It's kind of like the shark in Jaws, because they basically built the creature overnight. Like it was a guy and his son in a garage building the creature. They didn't. It was basically falling apart. Like they had to hold it together to get it in the shot, so they could only have footage of it for very, very brief clips. And then it would completely fall apart. Like it didn't survive more than like a week. So yeah, that's why you don't see much of it, is because they couldn't show much of it, which happy accident. That's always great.
I did not know that.
I also would say that the machines, the ships, were based on animals. I mean, the guy who designed them based on, was it manta rays and a swan, I think? Yeah. Something like that.
Swan ray.
But that's very cool. Like, and I would agree with you. I feel like those are bigger and more terrifying creatures than even the alien, which is also scary. But like
What
as a
about
kid, I was
body-
always afraid of that heat ray.
But body snatchers like Dave the Triffids, like when I was younger and I saw those, right? I wasn't afraid or anything, but I always thought to myself, yeah, what if the plants, decided that they were gonna like just start killing us? That's not good. They're
No, I
poisonous as
agree.
it is. Could you imagine Triffids and stuff? I mean, salt water. We got plenty of that though. So, but yeah, the body snatchers too, man. That's some crazy stuff.
There's actually a number of films, and not just the kind of weak one by M. Night Shyamalan, but a number of films where plant life decides to fight back. One of the best, actually, is one of the vignettes in Dr. Shrek's House of Horrors. Not to deviate too far, but just the idea of the plant life suddenly decide to fighting back is a great concept. And yeah, if it did, oh boy, would be outnumbered.
Yeah, there was a Space 1999 episode too where they go on a planet and the plant life is all trying to kill them. It's also very similar to the one where they go to the planet and the rocks want everybody to fight, like Abraham Lincoln and stuff. I was like, oh, I love these things. Correlations. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite episodes of Space 1999. Actually,
Oh, it's a good one.
it's for some reason that one stayed with me.
Murderers! What, how many times over see the plants here? You didn't say any of that. What? There's no sign. You could. You're obviously intelligent. You could. Anyways, never mind.
Yeah, you have comic book characters like Swamp Thing, like Poison Ivy, who are like humans trying to be like an avatar for plants fighting back.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
it has some type
stealing some
issue.
of my thunder there.
Oh,
Well, then I won't talk about it anymore.
something.
But since channel member John is here, I'm going to go ahead and bring up my first choice, and that is Alien, a movie we haven't talked about yet for some reason. This was the movie that I of all the movies I've reviewed on my channel, this is the longest review on my channel. It's like 36 minutes, I think, which for me is a marathon. That took me months to make. I love this movie so much. I told the story in the review, but I'll tell it here now. The first time I saw it, I was 9 years old. We had just moved into a new house, and it was empty except for a TV with a VCR in the corner. My parents left to go out to dinner or something, leaving my oldest brother in charge. And he and John, who is in the chat, decided to put an Alien, and I sat down and watched it with them because they're terrible babysitters. And it changed my life. I was absolutely petrified. It scarred me, and I was fascinated with horror and science fiction ever since. So for that reason alone, I think Alien deserves a mention, but also because it is one of the most iconic creature features ever made, easily.
Yes.
And I could talk about it all day because I know way too much about it.
Yeah. It's similar to you. I watched it for the first time when I was like 8 or 9, I think.
Yeah.
It was
the 80s were different for kids.
Yeah.
I was born in 82, so the 80s were great.
Yeah, I was at my dad's house for the weekend after my parents divorced, and he decided he wanted to get, or no, my cousin was with us, and my cousin was a year older, and he had seen it already, and he said we should watch that movie. So we went to the video store and got it and Aliens, because Aliens had just come out on tape, I believe, or recently, and we watched Alien and Aliens in the same night, and I don't think I slept for a week after that. Because I perpetually thought it was coming for me at night. I don't know why.
The postscript to my story is that not too long later, like we also rented Aliens, and my brothers tried to watch that with me again, and I watched most of it up until the point where Ripley is going into the atmosphere processor to confront the Queen who's got Newt. That's when my mother figured out what was going on and pulled me out of the room and said, no, you can't watch the rest of that movie. It's too scary. And my imagination, I have an overactive imagination. I mean, I'm a writer, right? So like even at that young age, I imagined things that were way more horrifying than what actually happens in the movie.
Yeah.
Right. So that was like the worst thing my mother could have done.
So your mom inadvertently gave you nightmares because she didn't see it. That's crazy.
Exactly.
Because she let your brain create it rather than you.
Yeah,
I'm the kind of kid who would get terrified by Predator because I saw the back of the VHS at the like Blockbuster, but I didn't actually see the movie. I just read the like synopsis, like an invisible creature stalking people in the woods. Okay, now I'm having nightmares. You know?
Oh yeah. Sometimes imagery is more terrifying, or it creates the terrifying real in the mind more than the actual work.
Yeah.
That's happened to me too.
What I love about Alien, and well, just the whole Alien franchise is that, well, specifically Alien though, is that it gets more and more like the tension grows more in the it gets more and more terrifying as it goes on, like starting with like the ship and the eggs and what's inside the eggs, and then
Right.
it pops out and then we get to see it, and that face hugger is just a terrifying creature in and of itself. Like the
That's a
whole
great
idea of
meme.
it being on
great
your
meme.
face and like and then what emerges later and is terrifying in and of itself, this friggin' little thing that's got teeth and screams at him as it runs away and a tail and all that, and then what it grows into and you finally see it and you're like when it fully stands up and you see it and it's full on creature there standing in front of what was her name anyway in the
Ripley?
movie. Yeah,
Parker.
no.
Parker.
Parker,
No, Parker
yeah.
was the guy. Lambert.
Lambert, that's it. Yeah, and just man, it's just that the everything about the alien is in some way, shape, or form just terrifying in everything about it. The fact it's like almost exoskeletal, it doesn't have any eyes, at least not that you can see, and like the mouth inside the mouth, and it's just like, oh my god. Yeah. Anyway,
I always
great creature.
We've discussed how Guillermo del Toro borrows from other masters and creates
Like
composites.
Geiger. Yeah.
And it's amazing. Well, the Strain,
Mhm.
the vampires in the Strain
Oh
have
yeah, the
these
strain.
Mhm.
proboscis mouths.
Yeah.
And I always thought he was borrowing from Alien when he did that.
It is
just
very
because
similar. Like the
very
way that
similar.
like it opens up like a flower. And,
Yeah.
the proboscis comes out.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a face hugger, just appears on their face. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I would almost like bet money on it, and it works. But yeah, there's something truly the alien creature it's just such a composite of fears, and it just all comes together perfectly, and yet at the same time is also so darn believable.
Mhm.
I mean, a lot of these creatures, when you look at like their mannerisms and their actions, they're hokey. Not the
Mhm.
alien. The alien is like the perfect killing machine, and it hits a chord in our primal fears, and it just works.
One of the
Well,
things that
and
like
also
go ahead, Scott. Go ahead.
and one of the things also, like the slime, like the mucus that's all over
Yeah.
it, like that sliminess also, that because you've got this like almost insect like creature, right, with the exoskeleton and this bizarre kind of look, but then it's also incredibly slimy. Like, to me, like, are those little like childhood subconscious creepiness aspects of it,
Yeah.
like like that very natural, like, because like when you like some kids don't want to pick up the slug because they're like, it's slimy and it's gross, right? And then you've got other kids that don't want to pick up, like, touch the spider and things like that because it's like it's scarier and it's alien looking, right? Foreign to us. And so it really plays on those, like, this is very, very different from us. This is very, very like, and those like very early childhood things that we disliked, that we kind of hold on to, that are irrational, but we hold on to them, and it absolutely plays in on that really, really well, as well as like the dark, the things that go bump in the dark you can't see. How is it tracking? Like you said, like, it doesn't appear to have eyes, so how is it tracking things? Like, this is like, we don't understand so much about this, so therefore that makes it more scary. Kind of like the whole, like, when you don't see Jaws, when you don't see the shark, it makes it more scary because you don't know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
And so
Exactly.
One of
And
the
my
you're
less
right.
we know, the more terrifying it is.
And it's that innate fear, that collective unconscious, almost like we were born with these fears because our ancestors who possessed these fears survived when others didn't. So
Yeah.
they're part of our very being.
Right, and the thing is too, as children, we are new to everything, right? So we feed off of what our parents and all those around us who are, in our lives are afraid of too, right? And some of it,
Right.
does come off onto us, and we don't even know why at this point. I'm like 40 years old, and sometimes I realize, wait, why don't I like this thing? I don't even know what it is, you know.
Mm.
But then there's other things
no,
I
I
just
get
see,
that.
like a centipede, and I'm like, I'm out. No thanks.
One of the things that struck me in rewatching the movie recently was, it's like, is it really evil though? If it's just
No,
an
it's
animal
just nature.
and it's just
Yeah.
living out its life cycle, like it looks like it's living a very, very fast life. Like it's not going to live past a week or so kind of thing, because it grows from like something this big, sorry, to like this giant 7-foot tall monster in like a day or two or whatever it was. So it must have a very, very fast life cycle. But so is it really, like, we all look at it like it's some evil, nasty creature, but much like the creature from the Black Lagoon who was just trying to, like, live in his space and do what he does. This thing is just trying to live out its life cycle, and these people keep coming after it, like they
Well,
come
I mean,
in
it's-
after
it's- Not to sound
Go
like
ahead.
an academic, but like it's a movie about man's hubris with technology. Like we think we have divorced ourselves so much from natural order, but our machines are breaking down. They're pieces of crap because these are truckers in space, right?
Yeah,
And at the same time, they're so easily bested. Even Ash, the pinnacle of technology, this android that is indistinguishable from a human until it starts sweating milk for some reason. Even he cannot compete with this thing that's only acting on instinct, this perfect organism, this embodiment of everything that we are afraid of from our collectively unconscious past of nature and evolution. And it's based on insect biology. Like the whole idea of it is like that thing that attacks a wasp, and it's gross. Anyway,
Nature's gross.
so like
Yeah.
it's all there. It's all about nature, and nature is gross. Nature is slimy, just like Scott was saying.
and like, and at the end, it's just trying to hide in the corner and sleep, and
it's taking a nap. It's so rude.
And she's like,
Get out of there. Well, Ripley says it best in Aliens, where she says, "Are they the evil ones? You don't see them killing each other for a percentage." And it's like,
nice paraphrase, but that's what she says.
Yep. For sure. Yeah. I mean, and that goes to the whole, like, man is the most. Is it the creature that's evil, or is it man that is evil, or human?
It was man all along. Yeah.
Yes.
Which is the subtext to every post-apocalyptic story ever written.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Pretty much.
So it's pretty much us. It's pretty much us. Yeah.
And you see it a lot in a lot of monster movies where, like, people go, or creature features, people want to kill the alien or the thing or the whatever, and it's just trying to survive. It's like, holy crap, these things are after me.
It's basically,
these horrible creatures, they've come to kill me, and it's just trying to live out its life cycle or whatever, So,
well, have you read Grendel?
yeah, exactly.
All these horrible Vikings keep ruining my day.
What are they doing?
Leave me
Killed
alone.
my mother.
yeah, I know, right? Leave me alone. Mercy.
And also
So,
the
that
slime
was a-
thing, like
Yeah.
Sorry.
the
Well,
KY
and
jelly
again,
mixed
it,
with
like, on a-
corn syrup.
Oh,
Oh, go
Is
ahead.
It
that really
became
how
a
they made it?
trope after that. Yeah, that's really what it is. It's KY jelly mixed with corn syrup.
Ew.
Almost
Yeah.
any creature feature after Alien has that stuff smeared all over them. Like it
Everything,
just
yeah.
became ubiquitous. Yeah.
well, I'm not cleaning that mess up.
Oh,
No,
Miss Cartwright's
imagine the
scream.
smell.
I don't want to.
Oh God!
That scene where
Rather
Angela
not.
Cartwright is
Oh.
screaming. It's because it
Yeah.
actually got on her, and she wigged, and she's like, that's an
Yeah.
organic screech.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, listen. One time, my mom and I and my brother, we had these friends that when we all lived in Long Beach when I was like a little kid, like 4 or 5 years old, right? We used to toilet paper their house all the time. And then we toilet paper ours. One time, my mom put Vaseline on the doorknob. Anyways, we're still friends today, but that was one of those issues of like that never comes off.
That's awesome.
Right.
That's great.
My college dorm, we had a guy who he ran the RA. He was the RA, the resident assistant or whatever. He ran the floor. He was in charge, and he was a power tripper. It went to his head to the point that he actually had a gavel that he would bang in the middle of meetings in the lounge. What is this guy? So what we did in the middle of the night is we super glued the gavel to the stand to the desk so that he couldn't move it anymore. He got so mad. He literally ripped the handle of the gavel off and threw it against the wall. It was great.
Respect my authority.
Yeah, basically. Guy was a douche.
Wait, we can say that word. You can say the other thing. Crazy.
Well, I make my own rules here. They don't make any sense.
Respect your authority.
Exactly.
You're right, and in town. Words.
Eric Carmen,
Okay,
played
so-
by the unapologetic geek.
No, I can see that. I can see that, man.
So pissed. Wanna kill you guys.
All right, I'll be right back. My mom just
I'm
giving
doing hay.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, Scott, what you got?
All right, I am gonna go with an absolutely wonderful classic. I'll start with the classic, and it is Cujo.
Oh, nice. Is this because of your puppies?
Stephen King's Cujo. Kind of funny, but it's also one that's been on my list that I've been wanting to bring up. But I was like, we gotta throw in some good ones, throw in some unique ones, then throw in some good for each one to make it interesting. You can't just blow all of your good stuff in the beginning and then peter out at the end, right? You gotta make it last, right? And so but no,
Right.
Cujo, I think it's an absolute great classic creature feature with a dog that is chasing what was it, a rabbit that goes into a hole that has some bats, gets bit by the bats, and then gets rabies from it, and all of these other things that are going on. And for anyone that hasn't seen, I'm not going to give any kind of spoilers or anything like that, but I do want to put out trigger warnings that it does have some, because it's the 80s and no didn't always mean no, but it does have it doesn't fully get into it, but it does have some brief episodes of essay, and it does have some DV kind of, it doesn't get into the full but it definitely indicates that these things, but there is one assault that is absolutely an assault, but back then wasn't necessarily considered that. When the guy that the mom was having an affair with is she's leave me alone, he's like, but I won't you, and kind of forces himself onto her and stuff.
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
Harrison Ford in
movie
Blade
in,
Runner.
I haven't seen that movie in so many years. I don't recall that, but thank you for mentioning that. I don't recall.
Yeah, they're in the kitchen, and it's one of the things where after it makes a mess, and then afterwards they don't realize that the husband's home, and he walks in and he's like, what is this, kind of one of those things. And yeah, so but yeah, so and then the mom, when she's going to see her the mom of the guy that owns Cujo, when she's leaving to go see her sister, the son's I want to, I'm worried about Cujo or whatever, I want to tell dad, and she's like, your dad loves the dog, don't bring it up, don't let's just subtly ask him to feed the dog, right? And then he'll pick up on it. But let's not say these things. And so it kind of gives that indication that there's some DV going on in that family dynamic with his kind of harsh and abusive nature or whatever. He's the mechanic that's working on the car. One of the things, so those, I just put out those trigger warnings for anyone that might like that might like kind of like bring up some things or whatever. Like, you know, I don't anyone that might have PTSD, I don't want them to like, or at least to be aware of it so that it doesn't cause any issues. But no, I just like one of the things that stuck out for me because again, Gen X, I watched it when I was a very small child, probably a few years older than the boy that's in the car, and being trapped in that yellow hatchback, with the dog coming at the doors, and coming and the mom trying to roll up the window and the
Again,
dog's
get all
trying
that
to get
spit
them
and slime on the window. Yeah.
the slime, right?
Yeah.
Again, right? That
Again.
frothy slime. He's got blood and gunk all over him. And, you know, and that like stuck through me. Like, even before I like watched the movie, you know, relatively recently, that was one of the scenes that I still to this day remember. I was like, I can't really remember a great deal of what's going on with this movie, but that scene, it's like when I think of Cujo, I think of that scene with the window of trying to get this. Yes, the Pinto. That's what it is. That's right.
It's bad alternator, according to the synopsis. But anyway.
Bad alternator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so you know, and it's one of those like it's a dog, just start the car and get away. But then the car doesn't work, and like she takes it there because it needs work on it, and you know nobody's around. All this different stuff. It like so many different things like fall into place. It is a, you know, there's some Stephen King movies that just don't do really well, and that don't pan out very well. But that one to me just absolutely is a great Stephen King movie.
It's a shame Emily's not in the
like
chat.
the whole concept
Right.
of like the family pet, you know, a member of your family kind of thing, going
Turning on you.
turning bad and attacking you kind of thing. You know, that's
You know, birds do that often, and then the next thing you know, they're kissing you. So, birds,
Yeah.
everybody. Well, you kind of had it right, sort of, except for soft-billed birds aren't really your problem. It's the hard-billed birds. Look out.
and I mean it's a
You have
it's a
battered
Saint
parent
Bernard.
syndrome.
That's a
Yeah.
giant
Exactly.
dog. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, that thing is
granted,
terrifying.
they're gigantic,
yeah.
but they're
Huge.
just big love puppies. They're
Yeah.
like every Saint Bernard I've ever met has just been this great big. It thinks it's a lap dog. You
Mhm.
know?
Yes.
You know,
These kind of like mastiffs and whatnot. They're actually like the biggest like puppies in the world
Yeah,
as
most
far as like they're
lovable.
so sweet, but they
Right.
slobber all over the place and everything. But anyway,
you know that? Remember that movie Beethoven with
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
that
totally.
Saint Bernard?
Yes.
Well, that Saint Bernard, you know, I don't remember if it was a boy or girl. I don't remember, but those the puppies from that animal ended up living around the corner from me in Temecula when I was a little kid at this one person's house, right? So as you can imagine, when all those kids found out about it, we'd go to that house, but we weren't allowed to go up to the house because they made that clear. But we would watch the dogs, you know, hop over the fence like that. We go, I know. And we talked about how much that movie was awesome. So yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, but there you go. I bet the puppies of that animal. Wow, California, yo. But yeah,
if it was a
Saint Bernard's
Rottweiler
sweet.
or even a Beagle, dogs with bad temperaments, almost like a Dalmatian, you can see. But it's this great big Saint Bernard, and it becomes like evil. It's almost like something out of a vampire movie, where the person you
Yeah.
love the most becomes the monster. It's like,
Mhm.
no, not you.
Yeah.
Speaking of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, that moment, and again, Angela Carter's like, no, it can't. Yes. There's something truly traumatic about making a Saint Bernard vicious. It just stays with you. This is
Yeah.
wrong. You
That's what gets me about the whole thing.
know? Me too.
And poor
Yeah.
Dee Wallace. Like, so many bad things happened to her. She was those hill peoples were attacking her, and her son found that alien, and so much.
Didn't I read somewhere? Tuck, I may have gotten this from you. Wasn't she actually like traumatized by making Cujo? just the subject matter became
Dee Wallace,
very-
yeah, it freaked her out. Yeah, she didn't want to do another Stephen King movie after that. She was offered, I don't remember what movie it was, but she was offered a Stephen King movie, and she didn't want to do it because she had bad memories from Cujo. It freaked her out. Yeah. And since I'm the trivia guy, fun trivia, do you know about the bark of Cujo? Do you know like who vocalized that? Like that was an actual person?
Mel
It
Blanc.
was Frank Welker. Frank Welker.
Oh,
Frank Welker is Cujo.
My second guess.
Fun trivia for you. Yeah.
I
that
was totally
is
gonna guess that.
So they couldn't even get a dog to
Fantastic.
play a dog part. I mean, come on.
Well,
No, they needed to
again,
bring in Frank Welker to bark.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he did
bark
work
of
with a
a
dog. I
Doberman.
mean, he was Fred and Scooby Doo. So
No, well,
the bark of a Saint Bernard isn't terrifying. It's like whoa, whoa.
well, that's
Yeah.
actually true.
You're not
Yeah.
gonna be that scary, you know. Whoa.
I get to see Bond's playing the Secret Art from now on. Whoa.
Whoa.
You gotta like, you just gotta like come from deep within, just kind of like cough out, you know.
My inner Saint Bernard, Mrs. Thrash. When I
barks
take
are
over the whole bed, she
regurgitated.
goes, "You're in Saint Bernard mode." I don't think that's you're in Saint Bernard mode. You're taking over the whole bed.
I do wanna point out that Indy Spotes got that right. So, like, of course he was correct on that.
Oh, of course, because
Like-
Indy knows everything.
like you needed to point out that Indy was right, you know.
I just wanted to give kudos to the
Indy
man.
is
so.
always right. We bow to Indy.
You wanted
I
to
feel
give
compelled.
Cujos? Got it.
I feel compelled to say that gravity still works, you know.
Wanted to give kudos.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That was great.
Indy is Newton's fifth law.
Yes.
That was
was-
brilliant.
That was the best I could do on such short notice.
Hey, it works.
I love it.
Okay, well, I
Thank
guess
What's
we can move on. Damien.
I am gonna go with Tremors.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, you
Oh,
stole
did I?
one. I stole one from you. You stole one
Yeah.
from me.
Gotcha. So yeah, I've seen Tremors like so way back in my apartment days when I didn't have cable and couldn't afford it and had a whole bunch of old VHS tapes. This was one of them. So I've probably seen it like 36 times, maybe more. I lost count. I don't know. So, but I like the movie Tremors. I've always liked the movie Tremors. I think it's the whole idea of like an underground creature. It's almost like Jaws, but on land. You know, so that this thing comes for you from underground with these little snake mouth things that, which is of course the throwback to Aliens. You know, it's got the proboscis, but it's got
Kinda.
what, 3 of them, kind of.
I think it's 3. Yeah.
It's 3. Yeah, it's 2 or 3 or yeah, I think it's 3. Anyway, and they come up from the ground and grab you and pull you under and then eat you whole, kind of thing. So,
You know, there was this movie that I watched when I was a kid. It's about these worms that came in and ate people and stuff. You know, for a long time, I wouldn't touch worms.
They're slimy. Yeah.
Well, and there's the thing, you know that the sound of the slimy, you know them like coming in through like
Yeah.
the spigot in the shower or in the bathtub, right? Like just filling up the tub, like you hear the water, then you just hear like that, and then plopping on top of each other, and then you see them wiggling around. I'm like, whoa. It's a cool movie though, but I won't watch it
Worms?
again. Yeah, worms.
Was it
Yeah, I
called
think-
Squirm?
It's Squirm, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't.
Squirm.
Yeah, for
Yes.
the last movie, couldn't remember the name of that movie. I went to. I was talking to Chance one time. I was like, "Hey, Chance, do you remember the name of this movie?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, Squirm." Blah blah blah. I'm like, cool, because everybody else here thinks I'm a crazy person for talking about it. I'm like, no, I remember watching it, guys, and you
Well,
guys.
Thrash worked at a Sundance. Of course, he knows Squirms.
Suncoast.
Suncoast. I mean, sorry.
We'll give it to you. Judges?
Suncoast.
Yeah. We'll,
I miss Suncoast videos so much. That was one of like
You miss it.
favorite places to hang out like, all the time. My mom and I, we would nerd out there.
But no, Tremors. I probably quote Tremors more than any other movie. I'm constantly quoting Tremors. You know, like we plan ahead. That way, we don't do anything right now. Stuff like that.
Yeah, well,
You will have.
just as a
Anyway,
creature
I'm not gonna
feature,
quote it now.
it being just it's a completely, or at the time at least, it was a completely different take on the on
totally,
the creature
yeah.
itself, and the prehistoric
And it was a fun
underground.
gimmick because like
Yeah.
it's underground and it senses vibration. So what do you do to combat that? I love movies like that because it puts them in situations where they have to improvise their
Have to
solutions.
figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that. I think that's really clever. And you haven't seen a movie do that in a desert like that, like climbing up on big boulders and having to figure out now what do we do?
We're
You
gonna
know,
pole vault.
exactly. This stuff's great. It's
Pole vault to
fantastic.
freedom.
Oh yes, of course, Cindy. Broke into the wrong goddamn rec room, didn't you?
There we go.
Love that line.
Michael
Get the
Gross
elephant
and
gun.
Reba McEntire are amazing in that movie. They're so great.
Phenomenal. But and like, come on, like an elephant gun, like
Yeah.
oh,
Bring me the elephant gun.
like
She says, like in her like high pitched, sweet songy voice, you know.
I love it when he fires it, it like throws him off balance and everything.
I am
You know-
not a gun person, but like for the longest time as a kid, I wanted an elephant gun because of that movie. I was like, that just looks amazing.
I just love
so
the
like,
camera work in that scene because like you're looking at the rec room, but you're only seeing it from like the side, like a corner basically, and you pan to one wall and you see the worm come through the wall, right? And then the camera finally pulls back so you can see the other wall, and it's just a wall of guns, like every gun
Big wall,
imaginable on this wall. It's
They've
such
got
a
at least
great
one of
visual
everything in
gag. I love that.
Yeah,
And yeah,
and it's like-
Michael Gross and Reba McEntire, like, why would you expect them to be these people, right? Michael
Yeah,
Gross
really.
was the dad in Family Ties.
when I saw that, I never saw the whole thing of that movie because my parents were Mormons, so I had to choose what I could see and whatever, right? So, my mom's here. Hi, Mom. Oh, thank you. Anyway, so but I did see that one scene there, right? But that reminded me when I was a kid, right? We lived in Long Beach at the time, and the back area step to my parents' bedroom, their little door thing. Anyways, there were snails and slugs there all the time. So my dad and I and my brother would get out there with the BB guns and the pellet gun. Right now, mind you, I'm like 4 years old, so I could hold the pellet gun because it's strong enough to. But I wouldn't let my dad, hold me right anymore. I was like, no, I got this. I can do this, right? So I shoot the slug and I end up on my bum. So, anyways, yeah, I lived it. Yeah, but good times, man. But yeah, when I saw that scene, I was just like, well, yeah, I know that's
When I was learning to shoot in Boy Scouts, it wasn't my brother, but it was like my brother's friend. He was in the troop with us, and he didn't know how to handle a big old handgun, so he actually he did the thing. It's like stereotypical where he fired it right in front of his face, and it did that and broke his nose.
Ooh.
Ouch! Ouch!
No.
Ouch!
We all laughed at him as he lay bleeding on the ground, screaming, because that's what Boy Scouts do.
Absolutely.
Like, we know first aid. We'll get to that in a minute, but first we have to laugh at you.
Yeah, we're too
I was about to say,
living in the moment.
It's like we'll get to that broken nose in a
We
minute.
get our gun badge, right? We get our gun badge and our first aid badge all in
At
one.
the same time.
It's a twofer.
I guess there wasn't a compassion badge, was there?
No.
There was no compassion.
Well, thank goodness.
Especially in
Thank
our
goodness for
troop.
that.
We were.
Okay, he did. The kid
were
with the
bad.
broken nose did get the comedy badge, for.
Well, there you
for
go.
making everybody
Yeah,
laugh,
there you
but,
go. Yeah.
Badges? We no need no stinking badges.
Stinking badges. Yeah, I get
We get our third badge,
You would-
the Schadenfreude badge.
Well, pretty bad.
But no, Tremors, fantastic
Yeah.
movie. I love that movie. It is
Great
my
movie.
favorite Kevin Bacon movie, and that's saying something because
I was about to say the same thing. My favorite Kevin Bacon movie of all time. Yeah, it's that
Yeah.
one, so.
Yeah, and you got to bring up because the 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon kind of.
Oh, of
concept
course.
what
And I was a
it is.
master.
Yeah, it's got Kevin Bacon in it, and so yeah.
And the girl from Jurassic Park. So there you go. You can get from Jurassic Park to Tremors in one move.
There you are.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, that's a good movie. The rest of them, not so much.
They get progressively worse. Yeah.
They get the same
They
thing.
do.
They're like, I had the one idea, and we're gonna make it worse every time. And I'm like, you don't have to. You really don't. But okay. And that's why I'm not in Hollywood, because I'd be like, well, that just doesn't seem good. You're gonna do it anyways? Oh, well.
They're
They were
making
talking
yet
about
another
making
one.
a sequel to
Hooray.
Titanic.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, I
that's what
know,
that movie
right?
totally needs is that. What
There's
are
a
we gonna do?
sequel to Gladiator coming out next year for
I
crying out loud.
heard.
What is happening?
No, like I was
That
like,
doesn't make any
Gladiators.
sense.
Isn't it Gladiators?
doesn't
Like
he
more than
die
one.
at
But it's got
the
Pedro.
end?
It does have Pedro Pascal in it, so I'll see it. But I'm gonna make fun of it for existing.
Yes, there's many things
Like-
that you go, oh, that's not good. Why would you do that? Can't you make anything
So-
original? Oh, you can't? Oh, then you gotta make it and make it worse? Why? You don't have to. But then they keep doing it. I'm like, oh.
I will say, Pedro versus the Mountain in Game of Thrones is one of the most amazing gladiatorial. Thank you. Gladiatorial. Thank you. One of the greatest gladiatorial scenes ever in any kind of film. So I will say, like, if Pedro Pascal is a gladiator of some sort, then
Oh, Lance is here.
it could have some
Hi,
potential.
Lance.
Aliens.
And
Oh,
James
definitely,
Money.
definitely. Although, it's my wife still talks about that scene when we watched, and yes, it was an absolutely amazing combat scene, but he showboats at the end, and my wife and I are literally screaming at the TV,
Don't do that.
Then you can showboat later. You can live in the moment later. And of course, what happens? The mountain
Right.
takes him down. It's like you've had him. You had him.
Have you never
Stop-
seen a wrestling match?
Stop saying
Yeah, right.
I am
Wrestling.
Toya and finish the guy. There'll be plenty of time to gloat later. It's like the line from The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. When you have to shoot, don't talk. You know?
Right. Right.
You caught me mogging.
Right.
Syndrome. This is one of my favorite lines
Yeah.
out of whatever that movie's called. When it was Syndrome's up there,
The Incredibles.
monologuing. Yeah, Incredible. Thank you. Like that.
You
know
caught
what,
me
though?
monologuing.
Yeah, so I love that now. Every time I hear that, I go, ha, monologuing. But, there's a movie that was a long time ago, Beetlejuice. Did you guys remember that movie, right? That was
Of
pretty
course.
freaking awesome, right? Great movie. Well, it's 100 years later now, 1,000 almost, depending on how you look at it. They're coming out with the second one, right? Now I see the trailer
Yeah.
for it. I'm like, well, okay, I want to see this movie. Like, that's a rarity in itself. But yeah, I actually want to see it. It actually looks good. I'm like, okay, you have my interest. So I have high hopes that they didn't make it terrible, because it doesn't look like it. So
Indy, man, come on. For those of you who aren't looking at the screen, Indy says the preview for Gladiator 2 has a rap soundtrack. I hope it's Tupac's Romana.
Gladiatorials know how to party.
yeah, because I just think it's really,
Well
really
done.
interesting.
Indy gets pun of the day. And there's Puppy.
What?
Yes.
Why
Which
does
one is that?
Titanic need a sequel?
It's Oreo.
I just have an idea. I know what the second Titanic would be. They went back to Titanic, and then they flash back to the movie, and we go find the heart of the ocean, because that's what else could we possibly find there?
Isn't that what that
Yeah.
billionaire was doing the last year or whatever that was when the thing?
Yeah.
Isn't that
And then the old lady threw it over there, so now it's there now on the bottom of the ocean. So
Yeah.
we'll go back, relive
I'm-
it all, and then watch the old lady do it again. It'll be a great movie. Can't wait to.
I'm
not
pretty
see it.
sure the script that was floating around for Titanic 2 basically just involved the lawsuit of White Star. Like, it was like a courtroom drama or something. It didn't make any sense. I didn't read
Those
it.
are
I
always
just
fun.
heard.
Are you
Yeah.
sure it was floating or it sunk?
Yeah, good
Too
point.
soon?
Sunk much like the Titanic.
So it's basically
Well
it's
done.
the
Well played.
Caine
Well played.
mutiny with the Titanic.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
And you know what? They never explain why Jose's Ferrer's arm is in a cast the entire movie. It's one of the few times the main character has some type of injury, and they don't reference it. He didn't say, "Yeah, I fell off, my sink shaving or something like that." He just
Sink shaving?
happens,
What?
he just happens to have a broken arm the entire movie.
Is that something that happens often in the
Everybody
world
knows
of
you have
Bond?
to stand on the sink to shave.
Yeah, that's,
Right.
that's
Well,
the way we
What's
we
he
do
do it.
it.
shaving? Don't
Yeah.
ask.
It depends what part you're shaving, I suppose.
You bend over,
Shave
look between your legs as you're shaving.
Shave every day and you'll always
Always
look
look keen. Yay! I love that song. Yeah.
That's why I can't get a close shave, Thrash.
You're
It's
not
because
on the
I've been
sink.
doing it wrong. Exactly.
You're not standing on your head in the sink.
Look at my face. Perfect old time because I'm on the sink apparently.
Even
Pause.
the scene,
Baby
even the
soft, baby
scene where he
soft.
threatens Bill McMurray, bite my tongue. Fred McMurray,
Fred
he challenges him to a fight. He says, "You might win because I'm drunk, not because I only have one arm." You get, you think that the perfect time they could reference it, but nope. I got two arms. I'm just not using one.
Yeah, Right.
But
Can you
speaking
make
of
it-
unnecessary sequels, Tremors has a lot of them.
Yes. It even has a show
I've
now or
tried.
something like that.
There was going to be a show for a while, but it never got past the pilot.
I thought
it
that
even
they were
had
actually
Kevin
coming
Bacon
out
in
with it. So
They might. I mean, I don't think so. It was like years ago.
Oh.
But yeah,
No,
I
I'm
tried
talking
watching all
recently.
of them.
I saw something about it. So
Really?
I don't know.
Recently?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I saw
I
something
haven't
about
seen
it. I
anything
can't remember
recently, so-
where, but
Okay.
Anyway.
But yeah, I've tried watching them all. I couldn't get past, I think, 4. They just get so dumb.
I watched part of Tremors 3 and then was like, no. I mean, Tremors 2 was kind of okay.
It's all right. As a B
Tremors
movie,
3
it
was
fun.
just like, why would you even make a third one after the second one sucks so bad? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why
Well,
it's
Didn't make a
so
lot of sense.
Sometimes they do get better. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the worst
Eventually,
Halloween
sometimes.
movie?
Dad, you see the dance? He's like, no, there's 24 episodes of Tremors TV show.
5 or 6. It's either 5 or 6.
Well, anyways, Tremors, everyone. There you go. Why? So that's the thing.
Graboids.
That's the thing. They don't have to keep making like the sequels that are terrible. They don't really have to. It's like, remember all those things that went directly to video back then?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, how many times were you like, I can't wait till it goes directly to video? No.
Thank you, Indy. Yes,
I
I'm
wasn't
playing
going to
devil's
say
advocate.
Halloween 3. I like Halloween 3. I don't like it
I
as
know
a
a lot of
Halloween
people do.
movie.
Opinion is divided on it. Opinion is hugely divided on it. But I just like to throw that out there.
It's like asking which one's the worst, Friday the 13th movie,
Well, did you guys remember how good the first one was? Me too. The rest of them, yeah.
It depends on what you're watching it for. If you're watching it to see, Jason fold people in half, then, some of the later ones are better. If you're watching it for like the quality of the script or whatever, then yeah, you might want to just watch one and be done.
I
But
think
Yeah,
we
what
can,
about-
we can safely say
Jason-
the one
And
that
even
takes
that
place
doesn't
in
have a great
space.
script.
yeah.
You know,
Jason
Yes,
fold people
Jason
in half.
X.
Yes, Daddy. Sorry, I'm
Wasn't
sorry,
meaning
I
it that
But
way.
you know what Friday the
okay.
13th Do you know what part 1 of Friday the 13th did have though? It had Kevin Bacon.
yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Yeah,
But only the
Did
first
it really? I forgot. Oh
Again,
my God.
speaking of 6
He got
degrees of
speared
Kevin
through the
Bacon,
neck.
neck.
or 3 degrees of
Oh,
Kevin
I
Bacon,
gotta
whatever
go
it is.
back and watch it. I forgot about that.
Betsy
No, if we
Palmer.
keep talking
yeah.
about bacon, I'm going to be hungry, so.
Ba-dum-bum.
Uh,
Yeah.
but no, like Jason X, like the one in space, he puts a woman's head in like liquid nitrogen or something and then shatters it against the table. I mean, that's great for being so stupid.
Right?
Like I
But
said, it
just the
depends on what you're
concept.
watching them for.
The concept gets
Exactly.
So
What are you watching it for?
Well, I suppose.
Well, I was watching it for, you know what? I don't even know why I was watching it, but it was on and I watched it.
Getting back to space for just a moment.
Hmm.
There was a trope where they refer to Ripley as a childless cat lady, and I must take umbrage to that, even if you don't count Newt as a surrogate child, and I do.
She
Um,
absolutely is.
she actually had a daughter. In fact, there's a
Yeah.
deleted scene in number 2 where she comes home and finds out that her daughter died of cancer at the age of 60.
Yeah.
Because of the time dilation and all that. So she actually did have a child.
And
So,
that scene is included in the director's cut too. So
I've never seen that. It is. I've
Yeah,
never seen the
it's-
director's cut. I've seen
Oh,
it.
you gotta watch it.
outtakes, But
that's the
Oh, really?
only cut I'll watch now is director's cut of Aliens. So
Really?
I won't watch the original anymore.
It's
I
got the
really
sentry
should.
So much
guns
better.
too.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in like
Yeah.
20 years. I really should watch it again, and I'll watch the director's cut.
Well, interestingly
and
enough, in
Before John
Canada-
says it, the daughter. Okay, go ahead. In Canada,
Go ahead. Go ahead. What were you saying about the daughter?
I was just gonna say the daughter is the starting point for the video game Alien Isolation. You actually play as Ripley's daughter, looking for Ripley. It is a fantastic video game. It is one of the best horror games ever made. I stand by
believe it or
that
not.
to this day.
In,
It's great.
In Canada, when I first saw Aliens, the version we rented was the director's cut. I don't know how else to put it. It had the sentry guns. It had the whole part with Newt's daughter, or I'm sorry, not Newt's daughter, Ripley's daughter, in the movie. And this is back in the 80s before the director's cut was released in the United States. So I don't know how Canada had that version and the United States didn't, but I specifically remember those scenes from watching it up there. When I moved down here and bought it on DVD in the late 90s or whatever, or was it VH? I can't remember what I bought first. Anyway, those scenes were missing, and I was like, where'd those scenes go? They were in the one I saw, 15 years ago or whatever. So, and there, also there were TV broadcasts that had the director's cut as well back then.
Why would
You
you
know,
watch
I-
Aliens
I-
on TV?
You didn't see Aliens on TV? They had it on. It was late night.
The first time I saw the extra
Yeah.
scenes in Aliens, I'll tell you, it was on Laserdisc, so that
Yeah.
dates me pretty well.
Yeah. Well, some of the early versions that were played on TV also had the missing scenes, the director's cut scenes. So,
In one version of the movie Midway,
Mhm.
there is an entire segment where they cope with the Battle of the Coral Sea. They refer to it in the movie, but you never actually see it. But there's like this 20-minute segment, and for years I thought I imagined it because I worked at the video store, and even on the director's cuts, it wasn't there. Apparently, there was one cut for like the Family Channel or PAX for some reason, or I think it was a Christian channel, but they used to air it in its entirety. And
Indeed. Sorry.
You get 10 extra minutes of movie in Canada because of the exchange rate.
Yeah. It's the cost,
okay,
you know?
and I have to say, in the Canadian version, does the alien drool maple syrup?
It does. It does. They actually collected at one point. There.
Sorry.
That's awesome.
Now, the alien in the Canadian version is a Canadian goose. It's not even the alien.
That explains everything.
It just comes hissing at you all the time.
That's way more terrifying.
And it's
Right.
alien.
But at least you can eat the goose.
It's the
Yes, there is a
okay.
new alien movie coming out called
Alien
Romulus.
Romulus.
Yeah,
The
Alien
only reason I'm
Romulus,
excited about it is because it's directed by Fade Alvarez, who's actually a very good horror director, and I'm very curious to see what he does.
And the sequel of that will be Alien Remus.
So,
Yes.
Tug,
It just sounds like
as we
Star
talked
Trek
about
now.
yesterday, I want to give kudos because Xanthias is one
Yeah.
of my followers from Twitch who came over and
Nice.
Sweet.
yeah,
Xanthias.
Welcome.
and came over and is joining the fun. And so, I
So
wanted
we
to
are the
give
Xanthias
kudos.
Misfits. Wait, I'll
Yes.
the Xanthias Misfits.
We're all tiny
It's a
little
mitzvah.
ants with human faces. Yeah.
Exactly. Xanthias Misfits. Remember that speech impediment I referred to? It's coming back.
There you go.
Yes.
Hey,
And Lance-
it's
Lance
nowhere
asked a
close
question,
to
I
what
have
I
to
said
answer it.
about gladiatorial. So
My favorite Friday the 13th is the 6th one because that's when they finally figured out they don't have to take it seriously and they just had fun. And I feel like That was the turning point for Friday the 13th. That's when I started enjoying it, is when it just stopped trying. That's all. I mean, they resurrected him like by sticking a lightning rod in his body or something. It didn't even make sense.
Was
It
that in
great.
3 or something
was
like
5.
that? 3 or that was 5. Okay.
That was 5.
No, 5 was the one that was the not Jason. 5 was the one, 5 was the one with not Jason, the one in the like the kid, because 4 was the final chapter. So 5 was the one with the blue hockey mask, and it was in the like the kids. Like,
That's right.
Like,
I hated
I
that
don't
one.
remember what it was. The like troubled kids and yeah,
Well, yeah,
Tommy
that was a
Jarvis
terrible
was a
one.
troubled
Like-
kid.
No,
Yeah,
No, that's not
erase
Jason.
that
I
from
hate
my
this.
memory, and like I hate you for bringing it back.
Exactly. I hated that one.
How
So-
dare
I
you?
I think
it was the
3
random
the one-
paramedic from the very beginning of the movie. How did you not see that coming?
I think 3 was the one where they jump started him with lightning. Or it was either 3 or 4.
No,
I can't
3's the one
remember.
in 3D.
Yeah, 3 is the one in 3D. That's 3 is actually the first one with the hockey mask. Yeah,
mask. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have had to. It would have had to have been 6 because
Telling you
again,
it's 6.
as you said, it
Is it
has to
6?
be.
Okay, maybe. Yeah.
That's the one. It's got Spider from
It's in
Return of the Living Dead
space.
in it.
Stop,
Oh, yeah.
man.
Okay. Okay.
Nunez, I think the guy's name was.
Yeah.
Nunez.
Well,
Yeah.
anyways, obviously
Nunez.
there's such great movies they
Nunez.
can't even pick them apart. Amazing.
Well, they all kind of flow together after a
Going
while.
back to what?
You know.
Going back to
Yeah, it's
Sarah's
just a big
comments,
blur of why.
they're
Why would you do this?
so good.
Yes, we can all agree that Jason Goes to Hell is by far the worst.
Yeah,
it is
that one
not
was
even
horrible.
close. it's
Yeah.
absolutely it's garbage. Total garbage. It's even worse than 5.
Worse than 5. What? Crazy.
Jason Goes to Manhattan has one of my favorite moments where like Jason literally punches a guy's head off. I love that.
Yeah, I
So
love
stupid.
that one.
Anyway, why are we talking about Friday the 13th?
It's a creature.
Sure,
Kinda is a
it
creature,
counts.
sure.
Okay,
There
we
you
will
go.
call Jason a creature. Yes,
All right,
There you go.
I will
He's,
put.
I
That's
mean,
the
he's
thing we
not
said
really
before.
alive anymore, so he's a
That's
creature
true.
at that point, you know.
Yeah. You know what? Hey, like zombie, like witchcraft, like
Evil demon zombie from, somewhere
Right.
else.
So let's
and
do
like
it.
his look in the one with the psychic girl, the 7th one, I think. I don't even remember. Like his look in that one is great. I mean, it's Kane Hodder, and he just like looks like a zombified corpse, and you can see his spine sticking out. It's great. I love that. Anyway,
Yeah, that was a good one.
and his mask comes
Well-
off, and you see his face.
Exciting.
They do blend together though. Now that you mention it,
They do. They all
They
kind
really
of
do.
run together. They're all the same stupid movie, really.
Right? It's just,
But there's different Jasons. That's the weird thing.
That
It's
is
like
the weird
James
thing.
Bond movies all blended together.
yeah, but James Bond's overall good.
Not all.
Are
of them.
they?
I said
Are they?
overall good. Okay, that's if they were all good. That would be a lie. And I refrained from that. But I said overall, they're still more better. Oh, wow. They're still better and more cohesive in any of that than what you guys were just talking about, because you guys couldn't even remember. At least James Bond, you can remember.
You're
what
probably
James
right.
Bond
Like
was.
if you start
was
talking
better
about a
than the
James
others.
Bond movie, I'll probably know instantly which movie you're talking about. Whereas with a
Right, I
Jason
don't have to say
movie,
which James Bond it
I
is.
might know which one you're talking about.
Jason, in Friday the 13th, the movie. Okay, remember the one where he killed the people and he folded them in half?
That's like all of them.
Not the first one.
No, not the first
Yes,
one. You're right.
Daddy.
Yes, Daddy.
What's the James Bond movie where he has a gadget?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Wait. What about the old James Bond movies where he had the car? Remember the car? Okay.
And remember the time it
Okay.
cloaked? That was
Scott,
so
turn
good. That was a
around.
great movie.
Right?
Scott,
Scott,
the
turn
dog
around.
is
Your
eating
dog's eating your plant.
Yeah.
eating the dog.
I hope it's not toxic.
Right?
Yeah,
No,
no,
it's not.
poinsettia.
Or
Not a
dogs.
poinsettia, is it?
No,
It's
it's
not Christmas time,
poisonous.
Pawns. I don't
It's
know
like a
anybody
heart-shaped
cares
flower, because otherwise that dog is gonna go Cujo on you.
Make sure you go live when it happens.
Crazy.
All right.
Oh,
You
I have
guys-
Jason. He's
you-
over there. You can right there is Jason. I have
Oh,
Jason.
hi, Jason. That movie you were in was
So-
cool.
The one where he killed those kids? It's great.
That was crazy. The time? Mm-hmm.
I liked how you like only went after the people that were like being physically intimate so that we could like shame kids into like hating their
Mhm.
bodies and what their bodies naturally want to do. So
Yes.
thank you, Jason. Thank
That
you
was my
for
favorite
being
part too.
like
to the
being
whole thing.
propaganda.
It's that undercurrent of the whole Judeo-Christian
Who can have a
no
murderer
sex
after
before
you?
marriage kind of. This is the devil coming after them
Or
because
after
they've
in many
sinned.
cases.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
At least it was
Anyway.
actually part of the plot. It made sense in the very first movie. That like she was
Yeah, the
going
movie
after
was
them because they were
interesting.
being
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They were sinning.
So I do want to thank people. Thank y'all because I'm putting Friday the 13th in our list. And like just the series.
Yeah, the
because we
franchise.
talked about so many. Yeah, the franchise is just. But I want to
whole
thank you
franchise.
because I don't know about all of them, but a vast majority of them are on Max right now, and so you
Nice.
have made my life easy and trying to list like how can you find this? Just go to Max. You'll get like the majority of them. So
They
it may
are
not be
brought you to
all,
the
but
max.
why not?
The rights for the Friday the 13th franchise are complicated. Like they were owned by Fox and Sean Cunningham, and then they were owned by New Line Cinema because they wanted to make that crossover with Freddy, and now they're like
Right.
owned by somebody else, and that's why they can't make another one. Like Platinum Dunes made a movie, and then it just got crazy and stupid. So
Well, it's probably for the
Hollywood.
best.
Yes.
Right?
Prequel. Call it Thursday the 12th.
Thursday the 12th. Well, I mean, they already had a Saturday the 15th, right? Or Saturday the 14th.
14th, yeah. A buddy of mine actually worked on the sequel to that, and there was
Really?
a sequel. with
There
Amy
was a
Schreiber,
sequel
yeah.
to Saturday the 14th, really?
I can make this up.
Fair.
That's just like I'm not the writer here. Okay, I'm not the one that makes crap up. Okay,
If I were the writer, though, it would be a cohesive storyline for the most part. And guess what? It would be good. Call me.
None of this is cohesive.
I must
Right,
tell
I
you,
know. Let me help.
I must. There have been times I've quoted movies, and the quote isn't actually in the movie. I've had to go back and watch the movie. People say, that wasn't. I saw the movie the other day. That wasn't it. And I go, yeah, it was. He says, no, he doesn't. No, yeah, I
No.
can see him. Jason Robards says to Olivia de Havilland, no, it's not in the movie. I go back and, oh my god, it wasn't there. Where I came up with this
Beam me
quote, I
up,
have no
Scotty.
idea.
Play it again,
Right.
Sam. There's a lot of famous quotes that
Yeah.
aren't actually in the movie.
I'm sure that's
Yeah.
a part of it. But it's like,
Yeah.
but again, it's like it's weird how your mind can actually engineer a quote. You know.
Totally.
Dude,
I totally understand.
smart-ass-
that,
Smartass Podcast brings up a really good point right there. Like I was like, oh, that's
yeah. He's the
rare
rare example of a
example of the
funny
final-
boy.
right. So
And he lives
Sorry,
through
I
all
just wanted
three of
to
them.
bring
Yeah. I mean, he's played by three completely different actors, one of which is Corey Feldman.
I was
No,
gonna say,
yeah, that's
Corey
exciting.
Feldman's in at least one of them.
Yeah, that's part 4, the final chapter. He kills Jason.
And,
Yeah,
but
well, with
it's
the
not as
dance
scary as the
moves?
music video on Howard Stern. Ooh. No one knows what I'm talking about. Google Corey
I do.
Feldman, or oh yeah, but YouTube Corey Feldman Howard Stern. You'll see what I mean. It's
I
tragic.
think I saw that.
Corey Feldman
Sounds
has
familiar.
some issues, man. He's running for
And he's-
president.
Is he?
Have you seen
And he's not the
Stand-
worst
Yes,
choice.
he really is.
Oh,
yeah.
that's the worst one.
You're not wrong.
Hashtag facts.
I'd vote for him before some people. I'll say that.
A couch potato. Ooh. Ooh.
I think this year I'm just going to abstain from voting. It's going to be easier. Because I'll be like, oh no, you got meme choices? What am I supposed to do?
I'm gonna write in Ronald Reagan.
You know
bring
what?
Reagan back from the dead.
No, because I don't like his war on drugs. They ruined
Zombie
too many
Reagan for
cartoons.
president? Is that it? Zombie
Zombie
Reagan?
Reagan.
No, it's a movie. Thanks.
Some said he
Yeah,
already
exactly.
was a zombie president. Ooh.
Oh, hey, only yeah,
Hey, he was young compared to today's candidates.
I know, right?
Right?
I will only vote for Zombie Reagan if he has a hockey mask on.
Ooh.
Well, you
Sorry,
know,
I had to bring it
Mommy
back a
and
little.
I always said that
That's right. Well done.
Mm.
Will he get up there and every time he's like getting ready to start a speech, he's gonna. Yeah, that.
he actually says
Kill,
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 ma,
kill,
ma,
ma,
Yeah.
ma, ma, ma. Little trivia there. I found that out reading. It was like blue. And Nancy Reagan, of course, as you all know, was in what cult sci-fi horror film?
Oh, I don't know.
It's one of her few acting credits. No peeking, Tug.
I really want to open Wikipedia. I can't remember. I should know this, but I can't remember.
Donovan's Brain.
Right, Donovan's Brain.
Hmm.
It's one of her few acting. She had an even worse career than he did.
Yeah, I even recently clipped that movie for one of my reviews, so I should have known.
You know, it was so funny. I was just thinking the other day. The funniest scene, but it's cultural. You had to like be around at the time. The funniest scene in Back to the Future, where it's like, "Okay, future boy, who's president in 1985?" And the entire audience starts laughing because we all know contextually we know what's going to happen. He goes, "Ronald Reagan," and without missing a beat, Doc's like, "The actor." That's what he would have been known for in the 1950s. And it's like, oh, yeah. Who's the Secretary of Treasury? Jerry Lewis?
Right?
The actor.
Oh man.
Of course, Trump was a reality TV show host. So
Yeah.
Right, yeah. That was fantastic show, wasn't it?
I
And
actually
we
like the
wanted
show.
to get-
Guess we all watched it.
And we wanted to
What's
get
wrong with us?
like what was it? There was talks of what was it? The Rock being a presidential candidate. Like
There
why
was.
not?
Okay.
Why not? Why not? Like
No, I
For the
vote
Rock.
President Camacho.
Yeah.
I'll vote for the Rock. So I want to know what he's. I want to know what he. Listen, I'll vote for the Rock. I like wrestling, right, Dan?
I know, me too. Hey, I would have vote for Jesse Ventura just for the heck of it. So
That time
But
that
they
he went up
recently-
against Steve Austin, I mean, that was one of the greatest campaigns ever. So yeah.
right.
Wow.
Ron
Anyways.
Perlman was also talking about running for president a while back, and I'd vote for Ron Perlman.
I'll just get up there and say, politics never changes.
Right? You got my vote. You didn't promise me anything. You're not lying to me, but you're truthful. I love it. I vote. You're not going to do anything for us like everybody else? Cool. But you said you weren't going to. I got it. I'm voting for you. There you go.
Oh,
but
Andy
anyways-
got it.
Sarah for president. I don't
I'd
say
buy
it's
that
all.
for $1.
Right? Oh, I love that movie, though. RoboCop?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Danny,
RoboCop.
I
I'd buy
don't
that for
disagree with you,
$1.
buddy. I don't.
No, don't.
I don't disagree with you, Danny. I think
I can think of several 100,000 Americans who'd be better.
Yeah, well, like me. I'd be the greatest president of all time. Gotta go live every day and tell everybody exactly what I'm doing. Hey, guys, I'm in the Oval Office just, running the country. All alone. And then I just turn into a live show with words, so whatever.
I would absolutely 100% release any information about UFOs. I would be like, I don't care. It's all
Right.
getting out. Like
Right.
anything that we might possibly
Damn
have.
it, that's what Trump
That's-
said.
I
That and
know,
Bigfoot.
but I
but
don't
that-
care.
But that and Bigfoot were my two things. I'd be like, hey, listen, I have two people on YouTube that are into that field. So I have Danny as my Bigfoot guy, and then I have UFO Man as my UFO guy. So they're in charge of that. They got to tell everybody about everything. So I'll let them do that.
That's right.
And then we'll go live and we'll tell everybody what we found out. And it'll be a great live stream. I mean, State of the Union. I meant State of the Union. But anyways, click like, subscribe to America.
Like and subscribe to America. I love that.
Like it's the correct. I love that line. Oh my god! I didn't even pick up on it until Doug reset it. Oh god!
I'm just wondering. I'm wondering if share would imply imperialism, though.
No, man, that's communism.
Like and
Yeah, I guess you're right.
subscribe. God, man.
Okay.
You scared
Bonds,
Harold
help me, my
away. He's
VP.
gone.
No, he's on his way to go vote for America. What are you talking about?
Oh, right,
I mean,
right.
subscribe to
He's got to
America.
like and subscribe
Like and
first.
share out and subscribe to America, everybody. Comment after the America show.
Sorry,
Anyways,
puppies
America.
woke up. They gotta go potty, so I don't want them
That's-
pottying in here.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable.
Well,
I know, right?
we're almost at the hour and a half mark, and we've only got one round in, so I think we should just keep it that way. Like it's
But
fine.
we've
I
had
think
so much
that's it.
fun. This is-
We
Yeah,
have.
yeah,
We've-
yeah.
This has been one of my favorite episodes so far.
Even by our standards, you know, it's like, it's been so much fun.
You know what?
And Sarah
I am
constantly
after- well,
giggling makes me constantly giggle. You know.
I have to say
These are
hello you
laugh
on my channel too. You're always laughing.
let's be honest. Let's be honest. We've got 13 like different movies with just the Friday the 13th franchise. So
We did cover a
Like-
lot of movies. You're right.
Yeah.
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 like
I
Let
went
us
first.
balance the
oh,
equation.
you know what? I need to find Squirm too because I need to put that up there too. So
Yeah, I need to watch that movie again.
Yeah, we'll call that your pick. Squirm.
Squirm, dude. But man, I tell you, as a kid, I remember watching that movie by myself because my parents weren't home, and my grandma was obviously not watching me. And my brother, he started out watching it with me. He said this was too scary. He's older than me, and he left. So I watched it by myself, and I want to tell you, aside from the noises it made and that, I want to see that movie again. I remember like they were sitting outside the house and it was like dripping on them, and I'm like, ugh, and they like ate. Oh man, it was crazy. There was dead bodies and oh.
There's an MST3K adaptation too, which is pretty decent as well.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if it's available. They have copyright
Oh.
issues on so many of those.
They do. Yeah.
Right.
Dang lawyers.
no,
Read.
Oh. So it's free on Zumo, XUMO on Zumo Play.
Never heard of it.
So
That sounds very Russian.
It's like Russian Timu. Yeah.
Right? Where's my VPN? I gotta go check this out.
I thought Zumo was a wrestling channel.
It's one of those, it's like it's like oh, now they're all Plex and Tubi and all of those like that it's got a bunch of different like movies that you can watch for free with commercials and stuff. But yeah, no, it's like, oh, this I just like 1976. Oh, I want to watch it badly now, and so I'm so glad that it's free.
Somebody was nice enough to give me the entire series of The Night Stalker and 2 movies. Wonder who that was.
I don't know. It's probably a really cool person though. I would
Yes,
imagine.
very, very cool person.
They were showing it on MeTV for a while too, but there were only about 12 episodes of the show, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was very short. It didn't last very long, but it inspired the X-Files, so it had a legacy of its own.
Yeah, X-Files was good until like
I gotta
that
go
last
grab
season. I was
something
like,
really quick.
oh,
Grab
is it a
away.
visual aid?
It is a visual aid, but it refers back
Awesome.
to earlier.
Oh. All right.
We'll just wait.
Yeah.
No.
You know.
So, of the movies, here's my question. Of the movies that we listed, which one has the highest ranking? Let's do the top 3. What's your guess on the top 3 Rotten Tomatoes review percentages?
Ooh,
Alien.
No, what's
War
your
of the
top
Worlds.
3? What's the top? What? No, what's the top 3? What's the order?
Of the,
all
of the
Everybody
Friday
ones
gets
we
order.
13th.
listed today,
Of all the
or
movies that we listed today, yes.
All the
I
Friday
would go-
13th.
I would
all
go
them.
with Alien, and then probably War of the Worlds, and then last would be Tremors. So of my top 3, I'd say.
I'm gonna say
Okay,
Friday the
since-
13th Part 5, Beethoven, and Squirm, of course.
Okay, so maybe it wasn't that hard because Damien nailed it right off the top. So okay.
Really? In that order?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
No kidding.
Alien,
that's
War of the
easy
Worlds,
right there.
The Worlds, and then Tremor. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would
That
have
one's
thought War of the
easy.
Worlds was top,
Ooh.
but
I would've
Alien
said
beat it.
No, I'm serious. I thought like it would have
I
been
believe it,
also.
totally.
And honestly, I didn't think Tremors would be as high. It's 88%. I didn't think it would be that high, but it's a great
I didn't
movie.
think it'd be 88%, but I figured it'd probably beat out Cujo and anything Friday the 13th.
Well, I haven't been able to check out all of the Friday the 13th.
Okay, all right.
So
I'm pretty sure none of them are in the top 3. Not even close.
well, 3 is only 7%. I can tell you that right off the bat. Part 2
Oh, come on,
is
that's more Shelley.
33%. Right? So
So
Well,
anyway,
anyways,
I was speaking about Night Stalker and how I was gifted that. Somebody recently gifted me this book, which is A is for Alien. It's an ABC book.
aww.
I
Is F
suspect-
for face hugger?
Actually, it might hold on. Like this book is great. Yep, F is for facehugger.
Is E for egg? E is for yes.
So this will
X
be
is
a
for
new video.
xenophobe.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait a minute. So
X is for xenomorph.
I could do a dramatic reading. Yeah.
Yes, do a dramatic reading of this for your YouTube, please. I
X
need
is for
this.
xenomorph. Yes.
Of course. Yes.
Mhm.
No, you
It's
don't get off the bed.
fantastic.
That's
I
so
don't.
good.
I don't even know who sent this to me. I suspect it was John, but I don't know that for a fact unless he tells me in the comments.
no, it was me.
Oh, it was you. It was
Yes.
you all along.
I
The
saw
first
it's an
person I asked
alien
was my
book.
mother, so that tells you my relationship with my mother.
Mom, I know I'm
I saw
out
it.
Thanks.
I saw A is for Alien, but then on the best part of it was that it's one of those golden books.
Oh yeah, it's a
And,
golden book. Yeah, totally.
It's a golden book, and I was
Oh,
like,
no way.
yes. So I was like, Tug needs
So-
this.
So is
A little golden
B,
book. Yep.
if A is for alien, is B for bug hunt?
That's what I was going to go with. That's my
Yeah.
guess.
That's aliens, really.
Yeah.
Still,
No, B is kind of stupid. B is for button, apparently.
Oh, I thought you were
There
going
we
to
go.
something else.
Nope, where
C
it?
is
Where
for
it?
cat.
There we go.
I think it's cat.
Yeah, I would think so.
G is
Yeah,
for
of course.
giggle.
Well, actually, it says C is for crew. Like some of these are dumb, some of them are great.
Cat J for Jonesy. That's maybe that's
Well, of course,
that's
yes.
Yeah, J is for Jonesy.
Jones.
There we go. Okay, Jones.
Jonesy is a pussy cat.
Yep.
K is for Kane, L is for Lambert, M is for Mother, of course.
Mhm.
Nice.
It's
Awesome.
fantastic. It is so good. I love it. So thank you, Scott. Now I know who gave it to me.
They help you with the
Yeah,
words.
I forgot that it didn't have who it was.
It was a
referencing, but I
mystery.
do I like even better that you're like, oh, this is great. Who?
Who said this to me?
It's not the first time. I did once mysteriously get a blue shell, like from Mario Kart. I thought that was a threat. That was from my mother.
Oh, Indy wants. Okay, so Indy wants to know what the heck is Z for. You know what?
Z. What was Z?
Save it for the dramatic reading or what? I don't know. That might get
Well, how does the
Xenomorph.
movie end? No, Xenomorph is
That's
X.
the end.
I don't think it was guy.
Mm.
I don't know if you can see it.
Oh,
Z is for Z.
Z is because she's
She's
technically Z.
sleeping peacefully with Jones.
That's what a letdown.
Mhm.
What a letdown.
Z is for Z, of course.
Now the book made me sleep. Thanks. Great.
I love a happy ending.
And nothing bad ever happened after that.
Fantastic.
Until she made it back to Earth.
Yeah. A dramatic reading of Aves for Alien, like a children's reading, that would be phenomenal.
Yeah, you put some music in the background. Dun, 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 it's crazy. He's like,
Do it like
hey.
I can have fun with it. Yeah.
A
There you go,
is
Christopher.
for Alien.
Well, did you guys ever see when Christopher Walken read Hansel and Gretel? It was great.
Yes.
That's what I was referring to.
Yeah, okay, it's fine. If it's funny, I've seen it.
There's also a good version of Christopher Walken reading The Raven, which I like. That's a lot of fun.
Whoa,
I'm gonna have to look
the
that up.
Raven. Nevermore.
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 I want to do a version of These Boots Are Made for Walking.
Walking by Christopher Walken.
Oh, that's perfect.
These boots right here, which I am wearing, will
For walking.
one day be walking in a manner perpendicular to yourself.
Thrash's impression kind of sounds like Kermit's impression of Christopher Walken.
This is Kermit the Frog here.
Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog. Kermit the Frog doing Christopher Walken, doing James Mason.
I love it.
Dude, James Mason.
Only Thrash can do
Join
it.
me
I want to see this movie.
as we
Show me this
journey to
movie.
the center of the earth.
That is phenomenal. Oh, I want that movie forever.
Yes, pause. Make that movie for us now, quick, please. Yes,
The
I
thing with
think
James Mason is most people these days don't even know who that is.
I-
So they can't tell if you're doing
Yeah.
a good impression or not.
you don't have to do a good impression if it's still good.
Yeah.
That's right.
If it's on point, that's what matters.
So that one day somebody will see a James Mason movie and think, "Oh, that guy's doing an impression of Thrash."
You're right.
Right? Some child somewhere.
Dan's right. Cons will save the world.
On that note, I think we should call it. It's been an hour and a half.
Stroke.
And this. Sorry, Thrash.
Dang it.
We
He
tease
told him
because
like
we
he
know.
sees them. You know.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Anyway, we're gonna do this again next
Wait,
week
Wait
because
a minute.
this is a
Pons didn't
blast.
freeze up one time. What happened?
That's true. He
Oh,
made
my.
it to the end. Was that
Right.
even on the poll? I don't.
I
I gotta pull up my notes here.
I made one meme about him freezing, and next thing I know, he's not freezing.
Oh, nice.
He'll say, I could see you breathing, Thrash. Don't even try.
They pulled the police squad there.
Yeah, Police Squad. That's great. I love the ending of that. And everything's just still happening, and they're just like,
But as always,
That'll be
before
fun.
we go, we should go ahead and see if anybody has anything to plug. So we're going to start with Sarah, since she's our newcomer today. Do you
Okay,
have any
well-
streams or anything happening this week?
I'm always live somewhere, so on my channel, check me out. I don't really know what the schedule is for this week yet. I was at Triple B's yesterday, and I didn't feel good, so I left the show early. And then I had a great night's sleep. I still don't feel that great today, but here I am because I remembered it was Sunday when I got a message from you, Doug, and it was like, hey, did you know it was Sunday? Did you still want it? And I was like, uh-huh. So there we go. Yeah, so I'm live all the time. Dan and Pons and I got a thing coming up that we're working on for Sundays and stuff too, so figure all that kind of thing as well. And there you go.
Cool.
Mhm.
What about you, Thrash? I assume you have a show tonight.
I do at 7:30 tonight. Everyone's welcome, including you newbies. Love to have you. It's right on my YouTube channel, Thrash Bondo Ponds. General Q&A tonight. I will have more trivia. Just general Michigots trivia, nothing specific. Next Sunday, we're shooting to have the show, Danny, Sarah, and myself. And I will have new content this week. I just haven't quite figured out when. Mrs. Thrash is on vacation this week, so we're probably going to be taking care of a lot of things we've been trying to take care of since before the summer started. But I will have more content,
Cool.
I promise.
Okay, and Scott.
So on my Twitch channel, most of the stuff is going to be, there, but I'm just going to be streaming and then I'll be editing videos and posting them on my YouTube channel. So on my Twitch channel, Harold_the_Hatter at Twitch. Let's see. Tuesday, we have our 7 Days to Die stream. That's with the Unapologetic Geek, myself, sometimes Raw and Unprepared, and Linja the Space Ninja. And this Tuesday, we have our second blood moon, which the first one was
Didn't go
terrifying.
so well.
And yeah. And so I am terrified about this one. But
Hey, Tracy.
But at least
the
I
seven-
painted our walls.
Yes. Oh, and you have to come see Lord Pemberton, the fifth of his name. And so, but yeah, so that's Tuesdays and Saturdays, 6 p.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Then Thursday, I have me and Anomaly on Twitch are doing a Baldur's Gate 3 stream where it's called You Choose Our Adventure, where the audience actually, if you go onto Twitch, you can choose how we're going to respond. And so you can make the game as wonderful or as miserable for us as you like. And see, like with our first episode, one of our people, one of the viewers was really desperately trying to get us to not pick up one of our allies. That's the only healer in the game. And we're like, okay. Oh my God. And then she finally gave up because she's like, I don't think this game won't let you pick her up. And I'm like, I kind of hope not. Or I hope they're like, it does do that. So anyways, and then, so you get to choose our adventures for us. And then on Fridays, and that's 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. And then on Fridays, it's again 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. My wife, Linda the Space Ninja, and I do our own Baldur's Gate playthrough where we role play our characters. I am a necromancer trying to seek to bring back my family that I allowed cowardly hid during a goblin raid and allowed to die. So I'm trying to figure out how to bring them back. And Linda the Space Ninja. Yeah, Linda the
Saying
Space
it's a moral
Ninja.
conundrum. Yes,
I know, right? Right. And
doesn't
Linda the
sound way
Space
better.
Ninja is an assassin who is the product of a raid and is a half elf product of a human raid into her group and is
Oh, cool. Okay, I thought you were going to say something else.
yeah. And so into her village, and so she is seeking to find vengeance and hates humans. And I play a human, so it's fun.
Oh,
And
let's
so,
see.
yeah.
Why does that whole saga storyline there sound way better than any of that Friday 13 thing that we were talking about? Whatever you just said sounds
Probably
like
is.
cohesive. Yeah.
So
Wow. Amazing.
Characters, plot.
right.
Developments, interaction. Whoa.
But if you go to
Sounds
my
weird.
Twitch channel, it'll have all the schedules and stuff like that, and then I edit and post videos to the YouTube still and all that,
Yes.
and all the shorts. But
Oh,
yep.
and also HH does do sleeping time music and stuff for relaxation.
I don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
But
actually,
I do
mom
have
loves that.
no. I don't, but I have the playlist. The playlist is still there, so that
Okay,
anytime you
okay,
want to
good.
listen to it, yeah, it's the
Good.
playlist is on YouTube. All right,
I've
so,
used it a few
uh,
times myself. So
Same here.
Yeah.
My mom actually likes it.
I
So
use
I
it
was
all
like,
the
"Oh, you
time.
can
Yeah.
get rid of that."
No, it's the playlist is still there. I just don't do
Yeah.
it because it interfered with my ability to get Twitch
it ruins his
affiliation.
algorithms.
Yeah,
But you
and
don't. You don't have to put it on Twitch. It's crazy.
I know.
But
But it also it uses a lot of electricity, and the electricity bills and
Okay.
stuff were pretty. Yeah. Anyways,
Alright.
sorry. Next, who's next?
So, Damien, what's your next thing on the internets?
This
Nice.
next time. I was gonna say I don't have any plugs other than the things that I plug into the wall. You know, I mean,
Okay.
that's it. So
Nice.
Okay, now as for me, my channel is still recovering from the copyright apocalypse. So I don't actually have a video dropping today. I do, if you are a patron, you will get early access to my Mighty Joe Young video, which is dropping today on Patreon. And that will drop on my channel next week. And hopefully now that the summer is winding down, I can catch back up, figure out what I'm doing with my channel, and move forward I'll still be making reviews. Just I probably won't be making so many movies that are Universal movies because Universal hates me now for some reason. Um, so much for my monster movies, right? I'll
I
just
got
have to
told by
put those on
NBC the
Patreon
other
or
day,
something.
so.
Yeah. But don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I will figure this out. I will adapt. It's just a matter of time for me to figure it out. But on Thursdays, I also have started a Twitch channel. My only follower so far is Harold. So-
I'm on Twitch. Send me your link and I'll get you.
Okay, I will. And on Thursday nights, I've been streaming Visage or Visage, whatever you want to call it, which is a horror game. It's a PT clone. I started playing it the first hour or so. I thought it was dumb. I thought it was really stupid. I thought it wasn't going anywhere. And then I started to really get my rhythm, and then I had to quit. So I'm really looking forward to playing it again this Thursday. So I'm going to do that on
Nice.
Thursday nights. And yeah, as usual, if you want to find me elsewhere, you can find me on Harold's channel on Tuesdays and Saturdays. And of course, I'll be here again next week.
Occasionally on mine when it comes to say
yeah.
the words.
Every once in a while. Sometimes I need to purge myself.
Oh yeah, it's a good place to purge. Wait, that doesn't.
Yeah.
That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean.
So
Just
be sure to
words,
binge
words,
my
sorry.
content so you can go to her channel and purge. Yeah.
I just like to go there to get my demons out, and so
Yeah, hit me up, Harold, when you're free too.
But be sure to hit that like, and I do want to say thank you to Tracy for showing up, even though she showed up at the last possible moment.
We love her.
It happens, yeah. And hopefully we'll see you tonight, and hopefully you're feeling better. She's been struggling with the COVID.
Oh yeah, no.
What's that?
Yeah. And I guess that's it. So until next time, this has been the Unapologetic Geek and friends. And never be ashamed of what you love. As long as you're not